All right, what is up, hustlers? Welcome into today's video. Today, I'm going to be diving into my exact plan, my 5-step plan to maximize this recession and actually come out on the other side on top and be able to make generational wealth, not only through the markets and cryptocurrency, not only through the stock markets long-term, not only through real estate, but through scaling your businesses, getting more content out there, getting more exposure. We're going to talk about all that and more today in this video. If you enjoy the content, be sure to like the video, comment down below as well some of your strategies going forward in this recession. And let's start with number one. My number one at this moment. And this is not in any order of priority, but these are my 5 steps, 5 action plans to actually come out on the other side of this recession on top. Because with the debt crisis boiling over in America, with inflation, people won't be able to afford houses. People won't be able to afford their debt. It's going to pop. The everything bubble will pop strictly. You can see this all over YouTube. Any other YouTuber in the world can tell you that. But I'm going to tell you my 5 action plans here to actually take advantage of this and be able to come out on the other side on top. First and foremost, we're going to talk about crypto dollar cost averaging. So we're seeing crypto after this FTX crisis absolutely plummet. It's at this point right now where 16,000 at 1,200 Ethereum, we're looking at a really cheap market at this moment in time, from 67,000 or wherever Bitcoin was last year about this time, about a year ago today, whenever we really almost like peaked out about 12 months back, and we've been in a bear market. Now, if you believe in crypto and you still are here after the FTX crisis and that didn't scare you away, DeFi is nothing's wrong with decentralized currency. Nothing is wrong with crypto. Nothing is wrong with blockchain. It was a person problem. It was a corruption problem potentially with everything that was going on with FTX. I'm not going to talk anything more about that, but I believe there was a lot of corruption from very high levels involved with FTX. And, when we're looking at the markets now, it's given us a massive opportunity here to be able to come in and accumulate these long-term positions. If you are a believer in Bitcoin, I 100% have conviction that, even if we go down to 14, 12,000, these are amazing times to be able to take advantage. If you have, money on the sideline or stable coins or, anything invest cash. The worst thing to be holding is cash, right? Everyone says. One thing you should definitely, try to potentially set up is some sort of dollar cost average into, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polygon, these high conviction projects. Because if you believe in that, if you believe in the real world integration that projects like Polygon are bringing to the table with Meta, Stripe, Disney, Starbucks, Reddit, Nike. And if you have a long-term scope, 1, 3, 5 years down the line, I could 100% almost guarantee that would materialize into some sort of fruits on the other side if you just stick around. Let the economy go over. Let the market play out. But you can never time the bottom, and always try to have a strategy when it comes to these things. Because once the market starts pumping and once we get out there and there's a bull market and you're seeing it all over CNBC and you're seeing it all over the news like last year, then you're too late. So pay attention. Build a watch list. I preach this all the time on my show on Crypto Banter. Pay attention, build a watch list, and you'll come out on top in crypto. I can guarantee you that if you back projects with high levels, very high values, high utility, actually doing things in real business, aka Polygon, the Bitcoins, the Ethereums of the world. So we'll talk more about that, obviously, on the channel. But number one, Crypto DCA. And I'm very passionate and very believing of the fact that in the future, those high utility projects will still come out massively on top. And guys, this is never financial advice, but I am just here to kind of give you my opinions on the market, my opinions on everything I'm doing in this, recession, preparing to do, really, because I haven't deployed all my capital. I have a lot in stable coins and in crypto. And I'm ready to deploy and get my involvement and get my positions on, stuff like Polygon and load up on these altcoins for the future that I really believe in, that actually are doing things utility backed by real, powerhouses, Vulcan Forge with Anthony Scaramucci, for example. So there's a lot that we'll cover, and we'll go over that on different videos here. And I talk about it all the time on the Banter Show as well. Number 2, real estate. So one thing I really want to try to get into is more, property. And I know a lot of guys personally that do short-term rentals, they do long-term rentals, they do Airbnbs. I know so many people that are in the real estate market, and it is a phenomenal investment. It's one of those almost, everyone needs a home. It's one of those unbreakable industries. There's times where it pops, and I think the real estate market will pop, right? We're seeing the real estate market here in Miami cooling down. We're seeing the housing market looking less and less appealing to consumers, all the way down to home builder sentiment dropping. The home builders themselves drop along with housing prices. We're seeing it happen in front of our eyes. The real estate market is cooling off, and I think that this will be one of the best times. I'm going to go property hunting here, I think, because I think that it's one of the best times to potentially start getting into the market, watching these prices very closely, and trying to get some deals on some really good properties. Obviously, real estate has proven to be one of the best investments of all time in the grand scheme of things. So it's one of the things that I definitely want to get into in this coming year. I'm not going to rush into it. I'm going to let the real estate market, play out. As mentioned with crypto, I think that we actually go down to about 12,000. I think we go down to 12,000 on Bitcoin, and I think that that's whenever would be the time to ideally take a look at other markets. I would think the S&P hasn't bottomed, real estate hasn't bottomed, Bitcoin hasn't bottomed. I think the whole thing. I think if you loved Bitcoin at 20K, you're gonna love it at 10K. If you loved it at 67K, you probably love it at 16K, right? So always. Assess your risk, but I think with real estate long term, it's always going to be one of those winning propositions as far as business goes, because everyone needs housing, and that is never going away. Number 3 is getting into very high level dividend tech stocks and Vanguard funds. Now, obviously, I have a Roth IRA. I have a couple accounts like that, retirement accounts that I'm working towards, just on the side, just making sure those are taken care of, max distribution, etc. But I also want to maximize in the future my exposure to some of these big companies that just aren't going away, right? The Teslas, the Amazons, the Apples, the Nvidias, the AMD. There's so many quality businesses. And even in the cryptocurrency industry, I can find so many quality businesses that are working with Web3 projects that I have high conviction in. So there's a lot of win-wins there. And I think that obviously the traditional markets have produced a very steady return for the entirety of the market. I am not distributed too heavily into the stock market as of this point. Once again, I'm on the sidelines ready to go because I think the S&P hasn't bottomed. I think that the recession is definitely not priced into the stock market, to say the least. And I think that we're going to see much lower prices on these things. So I'm preparing. I'm loading up. And that's where the next point comes in. So how am I preparing? If the markets aren't going up, how am I preparing for this? And I'm, number 1, scaling up the content, right? So I host the show over on Crypto Banter. I host the crypto gaming, NFT, and metaverse show, the In the Game show, as you see right here. So I host that every single week over on the Crypto Banter channel. We're hoping to hit 600,000 subs before the end of the year. But aside from that, I also have my channel here on Hustlepedia, which we'll be posting on every single week going forward. Multiple videos potentially here every single week. We're going to be dropping value on crypto, business, personal brand growth, cash flow, marketing stuff, how to grow your reach on Twitter, YouTube, different stuff like that. We're going to talk about everything and more to do with business and the modern age of actually building your personal brand, which is everything, guys. Your personal brand is everything in 2022 and 2023 and going forward. And I think that this is the best time right now with the sentiment as low as it is in crypto. There's so much of an opportunity, whether you're in Web3, whether you're in Web2, whatever you are building, there's value to be had. And we're going to talk about all that and more here on the channel. So we're doubling down on the content. We have the short form content going. We have the long form content going on Banter, on Hustlepedia. So we're going to just be maximizing exposure, getting max value out there, just like this video, for example. And that is the plan on the content, as well as scaling up my businesses, right? Scaling up my businesses alongside the YouTube. We have this thing of ours, my NFT project, the NFT Gaming Collective. We've done so many partnerships, top tier access, drops, whitelists, alpha, exclusive gaming reports, private videos, etc. There's so much going on. We have upcoming coaching calls, free value added for the holders of the collection here. And we've been, since we minted on August 31st, sold out in about 7 minutes on the public sale. So we're absolutely bringing massive value to the holders there. We want to absolutely double down that value going forward. And that's part of the coaching calls coming, which are going to bring so much value, over these business topics, over these topics that are more raw and gritty and down to the point that we're going to get into privately with the NFT collection. So that's going to be very fun going forward and just paving the way for the NFT gaming industry. I think that NFTs and video games are absolutely the future, and that is something I'm willing to bank on very heavily, and move forward towards that industry shift in the future. When we see Epic Games and Steam having their own crypto wallets, when you see them, offering NFT assets, when Fortnite puts an NFT skin out there, I think that people are going to be shocked, but we're the ones that know that that's coming because we're inside this industry. On top of that, we're going to be rolling out different things like courses, different things like coaching, different things like one-on-ones. We're going to be doing so much to add more value inside of this thing of ours and just for the personal brand, and opening up our agency, working with projects, helping the marketing, helping the outreach, helping the partnerships, collaborations, basically being a liaison for projects to be able to collaborate and push forward in the space, get more exposure, and bring more value to these games and these Web3 games. So really just maximizing my businesses, opening up an agency service within Web3, and then the ultimate goal, we're building an app in the background. It's going to be very special. We have an app in the works, Web3 based app that is going to absolutely rock the Web3 gaming industry. It's going to be super easy to integrate and use, and I'm super stoked to eventually roll that out. So we're going to have services, coaching, courses, and we're also rolling out a software that I think that the average gamer or investor is going to love to use in the Web3 gaming industry. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, if you agree with my 5 steps to get the generational wealth outside of this recession, right? So blue chip and dividend stocks, crypto dollar cost average, real estate, scaling up my businesses and brand, and doubling down on content. That is my max 5-step plan that I think if you get out there, make content, double down. I promise you, content is the most powerful thing you can put out there today. Content is digital real estate. Content is digital real estate. People can search your videos and get value from you forever if you have value to absorb and bring to the market. So guys, like the video, comment down below if you enjoy this style of content as well. It's going to be coming every single week here on the channel. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.